Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today, we're gonna slay. So today we're doing a complete start to finish featuring a company by the name of Ashimary. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, but of course all the links and details are in the description box for you guys to check out and shop. As you guys can see, we're starting out literally from the bottom. We're going to be bleaching the knots on this one. I went in with my BW bleach and I just added 2 full scoops to my mixing bowl, and this is what it should look like. We're going to be pairing this with a 40 volume developer. Honestly, you can use any brand that you choose. The one that I am using is linked in the description box, and as you guys can see, I just poured in gradually until I get the consistency I want. Now if you're a pro, go in and just pour exactly how much you need, and you just do what you do. But if you are a beginner, I highly recommend that you pour in a little by little and stir, because you will be surprised. You'll pour in a little bit, or what you think is a little bit, and you'll mix it up and it'll be watery. If you do happen to get it to a point where you put a little bit too much and it's watery, just go in and add a little bit of powder to thicken it back up. You don't want this mixture to be too thin, because it will, like when you apply it to the lace, it'll pretty much be too loose and it'll like run through the lace, through the holes of the lace, and like onto the actual hair, and it will bleach the roots of the hair, which is a no-no. So as you guys can see, this one is dirty and messy. You will see that the entire video will be styled. I'll be styling the wig pretty much without the knots bleached, but I did not realize the company did want me to bleach the knots for you guys, so I went in after the fact and did so. You will see throughout the tutorial that I was able to accomplish a bomb hairstyle without bleaching the knots, and you will see a, pretty much an option of what you can do if you are nervous about, processing or bleaching the knots yourself, how I managed to make it look very nice and neat. But if you are someone who is, adventurous and you want to try to take it to the next level, I highly recommend that you bleach the knots. It is pretty much the best way to get, the best appearance of your wig, your lace. So as you guys can see, I'm lightly patting this onto the lace. You really don't want to push this in. If you think about it, if you push it in and apply it and it pushes through that lace has little holes in it. So if you push it too hard or press it in too hard, it will push through onto the roots on the other side of the lace. Here I am, I'm just taking my wet hands and I'm pretty much fixing my mistake. Because the excess lace is already cut off, because I've already worn this wig, I did have baby hair and flyaway right there, so it kind of got on, the bleach got onto those baby hairs. If you just put a little bit of water on that, it pretty much will stop the bleaching process. So I'm just using like wet hands to kind of go in and like pull that apart, and it worked perfectly. None of the baby hair was bleached, so even if you keep the excess lace attached, which I highly recommend, and you get a little bit of bleach somewhere on the wig, just take water and saturate it and kind of remove all the white as much as you can, because the water will definitely stop the bleaching process for the most part. Now this is what it looks like. I left it on for about 20 minutes. It does appear to be a little bit orange. I apologize, I did not have my lighting available, but in person it looks absolutely beautiful, and I'll get a little bit more shots after this clip. And pretty much all I did was I rinsed out all of that bleach. I went in with the purple shampoo. Now I washed it once really good with the purple shampoo, and the purple shampoo is important because it pretty much tones the hair. So how you see how it appears to be orange, the purple shampoo will take away the orange, the brassy, anything that it's not supposed to look like, and pretty much make it more neutral and scalp or skin like. So if you really want to take it to the next level, I highly recommend you wash once with the purple shampoo, wash or lather second time with the shampoo, and leave it on for about 20 minutes, then rinse, and then condition. You can go in with the purple shampoo, like the conditioner that comes with the purple shampoo. Typically I just go in with any moisturizing conditioner. The one I have is linked in the description box, and I just saturate it really nicely and then rinse out, and then I put it on the mannequin head to air dry. So here's a better look at the final result. I went ahead and just put it on a mannequin head to air dry. It looks a little bit frizzy, but honestly it's not. You'll see in other videos and clips that this hair is nice and beautiful and smooth. And then to my natural hair. You guys know this is my quick and easy little 5-minute braid up. Went ahead and put a wig cap on, made sure I put powder along the hairline and make sure it matches my complexion through the lace. And this is the wig in its normal natural state, fresh out of the pack. I did go ahead and co-wash it, but this was pretty much straight out the pack. I co-washed it, but I did not bleach the knots in this part of the install. Instead, I opted for a foundation, which I buffed along the hairline, and this acts as a lace tint that pretty much is customized to fit my complexion. This is what the wig looks like on, and as you guys can see, the knots along the hairline were already bleached and beautiful, so this looks perfect. It's pre-plucked, the hairline was bleached, everything about this was perfect. I honestly didn't think the knots needed to be bleached at all, which is why I didn't do so. But again, I did it as a extra step at the very beginning, you know, just for you guys to learn something new. I haven't did a tutorial on how to bleach the knots in a while, so hopefully you learned something and you loved it. I am gonna go ahead and pluck it a little bit more. I really want baby hair in the front, but I don't want it to be too long or too thick. So this here is my baby hair, and I'm just gonna thin it out a ton, and then you'll see way later in the video I will go in and tweeze out the rest of the hair as well. This install was super simple and easy, so hopefully you guys will be able to follow along. Now it's time to remove the hairline or cut off the excess lace. You guys see this looks beautiful. The hairline on the lace matches my complexion. It's nice and tweezed. Again, we're going to tweeze a little bit more. We're going to use a non-glue style hairspray. You guys know I don't use glue on my hairline at all. And the object that we're using is an eyebrow razor, or that's at least what we call it. And it works amazing to kind of give you a jagged, imperfect look, which helps to camouflage or conceal the hairline super nice. If I did not mention, this one has 6 inches of parting space. It honestly looks like more than 6, and I love it. I love them. There's a lot of parting space. But we're going to go ahead and tame it. I am using a little bit of wax to go ahead and lay everything down. You guys know my ride or die tool to install is my electric hot comb, and I'm definitely go in and press out the hairline. Even though this is a wet hairstyle and you can definitely wear this heatless, I don't know, I just cannot live without this thing, and it's just such a huge habit to use it. And I'm just going in and kind of melting that wax in, laying out the hairline so everything looks flat, and when it's all said and done, it's gonna look like it's coming out the scalp. Now we're going to go for the baby hair. We said we wanted edges instead of baby hair, but we did kind of go for a little bit more of the baby hair. But we did kind of go for more thin baby hair opposed to thick baby hair, but it's still a lot of baby hair because we still take it from ear to ear. You know, use discretion. If you want a little bit more subtle, you can just do 2 swoops. You can do 1 swoop in the center. You can literally just do the sideburns. You can do none at all. This is the kind of the point where you can kind of free-handed and do what you want and not necessarily follow what I do, but pretty much just make sure you do what suits your look. bye.
Bye-bye.
Now next up, I'm going to tweeze out the hairline for a second time. If you look behind the baby hair might I asked is very poppin', but behind that the hair is very blunt and a little bit too full. So we're going to open that up a little bit. We did bond the wig down, so you kind of want to hold onto the hairline to make sure that you're not pulling it up. But I don't know if you guys can see. If not, just kind of, you know, ignore my voice and just pay attention to how we're not going to do too much. We're not going to over tweeze, but we just want to open that up so that it's not this super thick dense, you know, hair going on right beyond the baby hair. If you see there how thick and full it is, that doesn't look natural at all. So I just kind of wanted to break that up a little bit, and I think I did a great job. Now, as I stated before, we went ahead and styled the wig before we bleached the knots. So I'm going to go in and conceal the knots since they are still visible. This is going to also help to open up the parting a little bit. If you look at the parting naturally, it kind of looks like it can be tweezed out a little bit, and it also looks like, you know, it can be brightened up a little bit. So we're going to use the concealer to do all of that. You can also go in and tweeze it up if you want to open it up a little bit and not have it so perfect. I personally find that whenever I do this, I never do it like perfect, so I just skip that step. Again, when you bleach your knots, this is going to open it up naturally and look so much better. I did go in and purchase some new brushes for this because you guys know I pretty much, you know, add concealer to the parting and powder to the hairline almost in every tutorial, and these are my favorite brushes. I've literally been using these for years and they still are my favorite, especially for these steps. The powder I'm using is a foundation powder, but it is, I would say, about a shade, maybe 2 shades darker than my complexion, and I like it because it's not too red and it's not too bright. It's almost like a shade darker, and your powder will help it to just not be too much. And then off camera I went ahead and beat my face. Now I'm going to go in and add a little bit more powder wherever I have parting, so that, you know, when the wind blows and you see that parting, it still blends with my complexion as well. Absolutely love the way this one came out. The braids are absolutely beautiful. The hair itself, I've been wearing for about a week and it's held up amazing. Very, very beautiful texture, very low maintenance. It's super long and full, but it's not heavy at all. I'm going to add some hair jewels to it as well because, you know, when you get braids, you always want to add the hair jewels. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I absolutely had no complaints about this wig. You guys literally got a whole tutorial from me, literally from start to finish. Every single thing you'll need to know about a wig you learned in this video, and I'm so happy if you guys stuck around and made it to the end. Please comment below and let me know if you did, because the comments appeared to be back. I'm not going to speak too soon, but hopefully they will be back permanently so that I can chat it up and, you know, keep in touch with you guys. Again, this wig did come from Ashimary. I have everything listed in the description box. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, turn on your post notifications, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!